So Mark Gurman recently dropped a report saying that Apple is once again considering releasing their own dedicated TV, okay? Not the little Apple TV box, but a designated panel. And we've talked about this in the past, and I thought I could summarize my opinions for you by simply stating, yes! For the love of God, just do it! How many times do we have to tell you this, Apple? You didn't just give up with the Apple II, okay? You realize that people like buying all-in-ones. MacBooks, your best-selling Macs are all-in-ones. You don't buy a little computer chip and then buy a second-hand monitor for your iPhone. No, people wanted the iMac. That's why the iMac is so popular. People like laptops because you got the keyboard, the trackpad, everything is just integrated. It's so much more simple when you could just buy one product and it just works as intended, and yet somehow you couldn't get that idea through your heads when it came to the biggest screen in our homes. You think I want to keep buying these stupid little boxes that I have to make space for on the TV stand? Look at all the plants! My wife can't fit as many plants as she wants on the TV stand, which is better for the environment. These things create oxygen. You want to be carbon neutral by 2030, Apple? Well, freaking get rid of the boxes. You also care a lot about Apple Intelligence these days, right? I don't, but you seem to want to put Apple Intelligence on everything. But are you going to be able to fit a freaking M4 or M5 chip in that cheap little TV box that's supposed to sell for $100? I don't think so. Good luck selling an Apple TV box for like $500, but you know what you could do? Sell a several $1,000 TV that has an M series chip on the inside, and then you get your pretty little Apple Intelligence colors going around the entire display panel. I don't care if it's expensive. That's never stopped you before. You still want to sell expensive Mac Pro wheels. You're still happily charging people $6,000 for the Pro Display XDR, which came out freaking 5 years ago, and it appears there's no sign that you're updating that soon. So if you're willing to sell a $6,000 32-inch monitor, why would it be a stretch to sell just a really nice QLED, OLED, I don't care what you want to call it, big screen, beautiful TV with great dynamic range, great contrast ratio that just has tvOS built in? I am so sick of having to switch inputs and have to have multiple remotes. Not to mention Apple's speaker team does amazing work, and I'm sure they could integrate a fantastic sound system into their own designated TV. Now, more than ever, yes, please, John Turnus, if you've advanced in the company and you now have more control over the hardware team, you've done an incredible job, and I really, really want you to take the Apple TV experience to the next level and just sell a freaking panel so that alongside all of these streaming apps, we can also get little tiles that just say HDMI 1, HDMI 2. You can plug in more things to this. It could have a webcam built straight into it for FaceTime calls. You can start selling ads on tvOS that are monitoring if the viewers are paying attention. Wait a second, that's a horrible idea. Don't do that. But still, Apple is the king of the all-in-one experience, and for some reason, they've given up on the all-in-one process and insisted that people buy these stupid little TV boxes so you have to have multiple remotes to switch between. This should be the hub. You know how much money people spend on their home theater setups and still want to make sure that the Siri remote is the king of it all? This would be so much easier if Apple just sold their own freaking TV, then we wouldn't have to be going on Amazon to find the cheapest possible HDMI cable, because that's still freaking not included with the box. So yeah, Apple, you're not going to get an Apple Intelligence capable chip in a cheap little streaming TV box, but you could easily fit one in a multi-$1,000 OLED TV setup that could have tons of RAM, even decent gaming performance if you want to try again with the whole gaming console thing. But I think what would really set you apart from everybody else is if you just designed or partnered with an existing manufacturer. I know you don't make your own display panels anyway. You can have a Pro Apple TV and like a cheaper Apple TV. It can be a couple $1,000, but because people love your software and they love tvOS so much, I think they would be more than happy to replace their existing setups, knowing that it has an extremely powerful chip in it. You're not going to find that on other TVs on the market. They're all going to be like, oh, nah, offload the processing power to your console or your streaming box. No, you're Apple. You can do better than that. We've seen you fit an entire M4 chip powered all-in-one experience within the thinnest Apple product ever with the iPad Pro, and that has a freaking battery in it, and it gets super bright and has an OLED display and all that. Instead, just do that but much, much bigger. You just plug it in and it works. Wasn't that the Steve Jobs vision all along? You wanna honor him, don't you? Well, just make this thing freaking work. Imagine the nano-textured glass option. You make us an extra $500 in profit just from that one little checkbox in the configurator. So please make a TV, Apple. We deserve it. You deserve it. And it would sell absurdly well, I promise you. What do you guys think, though? Do you disagree with me? Are you wrong? As always, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And thank you to everybody supporting this channel directly. It seriously helps us out a ton, as does just watching these videos. So thanks again. Have an excellent rest of your day.